Good morning, everyone. Hey, my name is Daryl Wilson. My wife Felicia Wilson. When we first was approached about Rooted, to be honest, we thought it just another Bible study. Just another study. Like we have so many things that we study here as a church. We thought just another Bible study. But once we got involved in it, we realized it wasn't just another Bible study. It was something that's totally different. It was a real, true experience, and we were actually glad that we was involved in it.
For the daily devotions, they did help us a lot because for me, sometimes I struggle to be able to take that time to go ahead and sit down and get into my devotions. But having that set devotional that we was going to study for and then we could go back and discuss in the class, it made a big difference. And it was kind of interesting to kind of hear some of the other responses on how the devotions actually affected some of the other members of our group.
Yeah, that was one of the major things, just hearing other people's experiences and other people's take on the same scripture that we was reading, but how it was affecting them. It was great. It was really eye opening. The thing is, again, reading certain scriptures and I'm getting one take on it, and then hearing other people's takes on it was just like really eye opening again, because again, like, oh man, I never thought of it that way. And also to see that some of the things that we were reading that was really affecting some of the people that day. They said, "You're not gonna believe, but this scripture right here is actually what I was going through today, or I went through yesterday." It was really eye opening to a lot of people. So, and at the same time, it was like, man, I never saw it that way, as they was discerning what the scripture was saying. So it was great to me. It was, again, I keep saying eye opening, but it was really eye opening to me, several things, because some weeks we would come in there and we thinking one thing, and then somebody would share what they went through that week from that certain scriptures, and like, man, that was great.
When we had our serve experience, it really pulled me out of my comfort zone. When you serve in the church, you kind of get used to serving a certain way, and you get used to that, the way things normally run that way. But then when you go outside into the community and be able to sit down with people that you haven't met before and be able to strike up conversations and just find out what's going on in their life, and just kind of, as you're trying to be an encouragement to them, they're actually being more of an encouragement to you. And it really, I was a little hesitant at first because I'm a little timid sometimes when it comes to walking up to people that I have never met before and just striking up a conversation. So it was, I really enjoyed it, and it really pulled me out of my comfort zone a little bit.
It was eye with me, because I was actually talking to one of the ladies there, and she was real quiet. But once we started playing a puzzle game, and she was just getting all the words. She won like 3 or 4 of the games that we were playing, and it was amazing to me because she never spoke a word, but she knew everything in there. And then all of a sudden, you see her start smiling and opening up. And then toward when we got ready to leave, she started opening up a little bit more and started speaking. But she made us smile just as much as she was smiling before we left there. It was a great experience. We really would like to go do it again. That's one of the things we said we were going to do, because it was great. Regardless of what we thought going in, it was nothing what we thought going in. It was totally different.
And also listening to some of their life experiences, it makes you think about things in a way that you've never thought of them before. For the prayer experience, that was the part that I loved the most. It just gave us that time to just sit down, be quiet, and pray about some things, and have time to just listen to God. Because with our busy lives, a lot of times we tend to not always take that time to sit down and just hear from God and just pray with Him and talk to Him. And it gave us that opportunity to do so without anything being rushed, not worrying about what's coming next. Just have that time to just focus on God.
Yeah, the prayer experience for me as well was really great, because again, just being able to slow down and being able to just have that one-on-one with God. And then at the end, we come back and we just started talking about what was God actually speaking to our hearts. It was great. And one of the big experiences that I realized, what I learned from that, was that God was speaking the same thing to pretty much all of us in just different kind of ways. And it was great. One of the other experiences we had was for our strongholds, hearing people, how they were dealing with some of the strongholds and how God was actually dealing with them as they was going through some of the strongholds was awesome as well, because we realized God is in control of everything. And sometimes we feel like we might be tied up in this and that, but God is in control. We just need to surrender to Him, and that stronghold will go away. We'll allow Him to take it away.
And that part was pretty enlightening also, because some things that you didn't really think of as a stronghold is actually categorized as a stronghold. And it's easy to look at some of those strongholds and be like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But as you're going through the study, God will kind of start showing you, yeah, that's a stronghold that you need to deal with. Yeah. And so it was very enlightening for us.
Yeah. Starting out with Rooted again, when we first was approached about it, I thought it was just a Bible study, but I was totally wrong. So, not the first time, won't be the last time either. But the thing about it, I really would encourage everyone to be a part of Rooted, because it is an experience. It's not just a Bible study. It's not just reading certain scriptures. It's about almost a small community coming together and learning about God together, and allowing Him to speak to you and to speak to your group that you're together as well. And it's really great. I would encourage everyone to take Rooted and just give it an opportunity and allow God to use you in there, because you will truly be blessed by the experience.
And it doesn't matter where you are in your spiritual walk, you can benefit from it. And also, if you're very young in your spiritual walk, it teaches you some of those foundational things that can help you to grow spiritually as you continue to follow God.
Yeah, that's one of the great things to it. It doesn't matter where you are, how long you've been saved, a week, a day, 15 years, 30 years. It doesn't matter. Rooted is for you. You can really get something out of it.